Annalisa, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. What does Kingsclere mean to you? I mean, I know you travel a lot. Sort of coming to the end of your day and coming back here, is that really special to you?
It is. Kingsclere is the most amazing place. It's a wonderful community. It's obviously only quarter of an hour from where I grew up, so it's always been, or it's now home and always been very close to home. And however unattractive the big tall mast is out there, actually when we see that and we're driving back from a long journey from York or Donny or Newmarket, it's lovely to see it. You think you're nearly home, and when you drive in, we've got the most beautiful place. And I think what we have, which I really, really value now, is space. And we have an amazing amount of it. And mentally, physically, it's a great thing, for the staff and Andrew and I to be able to walk and to play tennis and play football. And we've got a cricket pitch. And, we're really, really lucky to have all the space and the beautiful surroundings.
It really is beautiful. And I think apart from the racing, you would have made many memories here, over the years. You've been here a long time. And it has changed, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. You'll see over the years, when Andrew took over the license in 2003, we had 110 boxes. It was all very traditional, beautiful Victorian stables. And gradually over the last 13 years, we've really grown and built some pretty unattractive, large American barns. But they are unbelievably practical. The horses have done seriously well. We've also, put in treadmills, and we've got a swimming pool, and we've got an outdoor walking track and new gallop. We have to keep moving on, and we have to make sure that the facilities here at Kingsclere are, some of the best in the world. And I think Andrew's doing an amazing job in ensuring that there's enough money in the bank for us to be able to do that.
Part of your role is international travel and traveling, when Andrew is supposed to be here. How important is it for your role seeing the grooms and the work riders, their celebrations to their horses running well? I'm sure that's a big part of your role and, satisfaction from them.
Absolutely. We're really lucky here at Kingsclere. We've got a team of 96 people, and we've got a team of very senior management and with a lot of experience, a lot of passion, and a lot of sort of desire to get bigger and better, as it were. The international travelling head groom is Maddie O'Meara, who's worked here for many years. She's a brilliant girl. She is fantastic at taking horses abroad, but she's also an excellent rider, and she's also a very, very good teacher, and teaching the younger grooms who are taking their horse abroad how to do it, what standards are expected, and how to actually, complete the process that is involved abroad, because that is different. Obviously, when the horses win races, it is just one of the joys of it is seeing the staff celebrate, their reaction. But as you well know, we have often more disappointing days than we do good days. And so, it's equally as hard to see them be really disappointed and sad when things don't go right. And I think we always say, make the most of the good days, because the good days way outweigh the bad days.
No, I understand that. And I was going to ask you a little bit about dealing with the pressure side of it. And have you learned to sort of navigate Andrew's pressure at different times of the season? And
it's interesting. Andrew is the most laid-back person in the world, and he sort of toodles through life at the most amazingly level pace, and he sort of never gets too high, never gets too excited, and really, whole credit to him, he very, very rarely gets low. If we lose a horse in a tragic circumstance, that's the one time, but actually, generally, of course, he loves having a winner, but he is amazingly level-headed. September, funnily enough, is always a really tough time. It's always we're always all exhausted. Kids are all trying to go back to school. With Andrew starting up at the sales, we're deciding, that the 2-year-olds are all having their sort of big hopefuls, big race end of season meetings. So it's sort of, that September's the bad time. I suppose this is the really good month. April, May, all the geese are still swans. We've got huge excitements ahead, and the sun's starting to come up.
Yeah, it's a great time of year as a fan. We've got the first classics coming up at the time of filming on Saturday. Got the Guineas meeting, and then all the classics for the rest of the season. I was going to talk to you as well a little bit about jockeys coming through their training at Kingsclere? Because I know you've had a lot of success with David Probert and, of course, Oisin Murphy and Rob Hornby, Will Buick as well. So how important is it for you at the heart of Kingsclere that people interested in racing can find a route to their career and look at the likes of those jockeys that have done it successfully here?
It's really, really important. It's very important, though, that people remember we're not a school. We are a workplace. We're not a university or a college. But what we will do is give young people an opportunity to really try and succeed and make a career out of working in the industry. It's a tough thing becoming a jockey, because not only do you have to be a natural horseman, you have to be the right height and weight. You need to be, really interested in it as a sport, not just the horse. You need to do a lot of research. So it's a hard thing, and it's actually a lot harder than people realize. And managing expectations, supporting them through the disappointments, supporting them on the other side, other than just the racing, the fitness, the nutrition, the finance side. It's a big part of the education that we are able to provide. They give me a hell of a headache, lots of them. There's one in particular, I know he wouldn't mind me saying it, but Josh Bryan, who has caused every single one of my grey hairs. And he really did push me in all sorts of matters. He got all sorts of trouble. He was very heavy as well. He's done the most amazing job at sorting his life out, getting his weight under control. And really, for me, when he lost his claim, it was I felt really, really proud of him. But then, William and David sharing the apprentice title, that was wonderful. William Buick going on, winning all the big races around the world. William was probably the first one I was involved in, and he's the most lovely boy, and he will never, ever walk past me at the races without stopping and saying hello and asking how things are.
It's so lovely to hear. They started at Kingsclere. I know Oisin and Rob Hornby are riding for you today, so it's just like a continuity thing. And it's really nice to see him racing. And I know you talk a lot about the team at Kingsclere in post-race interviews. If you could summarise your team here in 3 words, what would they be and why?
Do you know, I'm actually going to use the words of somebody else, because just last week, Steve Brothwick, who's the Rugby England coach, came down. I got an email out of the blue asking him to come down and have a look. And he wrote me the most lovely email, and he said, "You have got the most welcoming place." He said, "All your staff are so smiley and happy and look so comfortable in their roles." And I think that's really, really important to us. We have got an incredibly talented team, but we've also got a very, very kind team. And that's important, because teaching the young, supporting them when things don't go right, and it doesn't always go right. We've got, 4 16-year-olds who inevitably are going to fall off, and they have to get back on and be supported through their journey. And that's due to the kindness and generosity of our older staff and senior management. They're all valuable members of the team.